I feel like my our brains, and we've talked about our brains are always just revving and revving and going and going. Sometimes it's hard to just disconnect and stop, but it goes back to our mental
Yeah.
health, and then our wives. How much, like, if it like we just had our anniversary this past weekend. We've been married 5 years, but together,
Congratulations.
thank you. But we've been together 18 years, man. I don't know where I'd be without her. But having that person
Oh
that
yeah.
genuinely loves you and cares about and wants, because men, we all strive to do something and do more and like want to provide, and we're looking out, like good guys, right? Generally
Hmm.
looking out for their family and what they're trying to do. What I mean? It might not look like it right away or front, but you're generally always trying to do everything for your family. I'm always trying to do everything for my family. And to have those partners, to have that and understand that, this is something that we're pursuing, and they
Yeah.
respect us. Because that was one thing that all content creators, I'm sure, or anybody walks of life, that significant other doesn't respect what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. We've had a
You know,
handful of them. We know.
to go work out, to go do this, go get my ass. I jokingly say I'm going to the mats to get murdered, but I'm going out there and I'm busting my butt, man. Anybody that rolls around with me, I'm not the greatest, but every time I am trying, dude. You know what I mean? And I feel like that helps me, and I'm like, because after you're done, you're like, damn, that felt good. You know what I mean? And that's good for
Yeah.
your mental, and that's what I kind of want to go next. Is just like you are by far one of the people that I know in my life that has a lot of adversities and that I've cared about and generally, want to do good. All your adversities that you've talked about, even off stream, that I've known, it just
Hmm.
like I see the fact that you, I'm like, fucking Tetsu just keeps fucking going, and I love seeing that because it inspires me and motivates me too. Because like all of us are all trying
Thank
to
you.
do things in our own different ways. You know what I mean? I feel like we can get inspiration from each other in all different ways. It doesn't have to be the same thing that we do. And I
Hmm.
always like the fact that I still wear my Just Gamer Dads all the time, my shirt, man. It just reminds me of you. And I'm like,
Oh
that's a,
yeah. Same.
you know what I mean? It's a good thing to have that because, the mental thing is what I want to go to is just because there's sometimes like I feel like I'm a beast, but sometimes I need time to just not do nothing. Sometimes I feel like our brains, and we've talked about our brains are always just revving and revving and going and going. Sometimes it's hard to just disconnect and stop, but it goes back to our mental
Yeah.
health, and then our wives. How much, like, if it like we just had our anniversary this past weekend. We've been married 5 years, but together,
Congratulations.
thank you. But we've been together 18 years, man. I don't know where I'd be without her. But having that person
Oh
that
yeah.
genuinely loves you and cares about and wants, because men, we all strive to do something and do more and like want to provide, and we're looking out, like good guys, right? Generally
Hmm.
looking out for their family and what they're trying to do. What I mean? It might not look like it right away or front, but you're generally always trying to do everything for your family. I'm always trying to do everything for my family. And to have those partners, to have that and understand that, this is something that we're pursuing, and they
Yeah.
respect us. Because that was one thing that all content creators, I'm sure, or anybody walks of life, that significant other doesn't respect what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. We've had a
You know,
handful of them. We know.
you know what I mean? And it is what it is, and it's a conversation that you have with your partner and understand, and having that helps with your mental health. On top of everything that you have, on top of everything, your health is big time. Oh, but guess what? You're married. Oh, and guess what? You have your kids. And guess what? You have to do this. You know what I mean? It's so like having those
Hmm.
conversations. I always tell people, like, I try to keep up with my good friends. I keep up with you, and we just talk. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
having somebody to talk to and just vent and just kind of bullshit with is good to have. I talk about it all the damn time. It really does help. It's not about bitching or
For
complaining or just like or boasting. It's just more like, hey man, I started doing this. Fuck yeah, that's dope. You starting to do this? Hell yeah, that's dope. You're doing this? Hell yeah, that's dope. Having that all that positiveness helps you.
Oh, dude, 100%. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, dude. Yo, you just that end part. I felt that shit to the max, bro. And it's true though. Like to have like the support you're gonna get from your wife is not gonna be the same thing you get from a friend.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to have and know who you have in those corners.
Hmm.
Um, because yeah, there's gonna be times where your wife is gonna be your biggest supporter, but there's gonna be times that you have to sacrifice for your wife. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? And you got to be able to balance that and know what they're going through, just like they're knowing what you're going through.
Yep.
Like perfect prime example. This week of August is a really crazy week because it's Keimani's birthday, um, Raina's mom's birthday, Inari's birthday, and my grandfather's birthday, all within 7 days. And my grandfather passed away, and his is right after Inari's. So I think it's the grandma's at 14th and Keimani's 16th, then Inari's the 18th, and then my grandfather's the 19th. But my grandfather passed away a few years ago, and it's been rough for like me and my dad. And we try. I always keep trying every year to do something, but we just don't do it. We're just like it's too emotional. This year we finally did it, and we got a cake, and we sang him happy birthday. So we were doing it. No one cried. Well, no one. We got everybody together. We were all sitting there. Everything was good. Sang him happy birthday. It was dope. I let my dad blow out the candle for him, and then we got our cake and stuff, and everything was good. And I had my hat, and then I started eating it, and then I started eating the ice cream. And I remember like I used to eat vanilla ice cream with him all the time, so it kind of got me. I started choking up. I started crying, but like no one saw it because like I took my hat and I put it down, and I just
Mm.
kept eating ice cream like this, and I was just like tears were just dropping, right? But like I wasn't sniffing, I wasn't doing nothing. I was just like silently just dying for a moment. You know what I mean? It just hit me, and I think Raina could feel it. Is that she came around the corner and she came up and she just hugged me. Like she didn't
Mhm.
look down to see if I was crying. She just came up and hugged me, right? And I cried a little bit more on her shoulders and stuff like
Oh,
that.
you
But it was
made it
just
worse.
like,
God damn it.
yeah, no, I'm like I
Yeah.
kind of, yeah,
Yeah.
but nobody knew.
Yeah.
Like even like I don't even think my dad knew that that happened. She just hugged me and I hugged her back, and I just cried a little bit more. But I didn't like it wasn't outward as much. I
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
kept it internal, but because I didn't want my kids to see it, I want them to see it as a beautiful thing to sing happy
Yeah.
birthday because they were all excited. And then it was crazy because then like the next day, no, today, this morning, I had to go take a leak, and I didn't go into the room because I had a little bathroom in the corner, and I just felt like sadness, like just stress, energy. And I was like, so I went in there. And I see Raina's doing her thing, but I could see she's like her hands are fidgeting like this. And I was like, she's having an anxiety little attack right now. She's going through it because like with their job with the commission, 1 month is hella good, and some months they haven't. Whenever they have an increase, they don't do that well because people are like, I ain't renewing or I'm not getting this. Is
Yeah.
more than everything else. Allstate gets its increase before everybody else. So for the month that they get it first, they get like nothing, and it kills her because she feels like she's not doing right, and she's got a lot of pressure. You know what I'm saying? Because she's making way more than I am right now. But I could feel that shit, right? So I went over there to her and just grabbed her, I turned her, I kissed her, and I hugged her really tight, picked her up, and just was like, I held her for a moment. And I was like, "Are you okay?" And she was like, "No." And I was like, "I could tell." And she was like, "Isn't that crazy? Like, we could just feel each other.
Yep.
Like, it's a thing." And I was like, "Yeah, because you have a good relationship. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We talk about everything. We share all the things that we learn." And that's the one thing I told her. I was like, "That's the other thing. We share our experiences and we share what we've learned." Raina studies a lot of these things about mentalities and you know what I'm saying, and put and speaking things into manifestation. We talk about energy. We talk about all these things and stuff like that. I share with what I've read. She shares what she read. So it's like we're sharing our knowledge. We're sharing everything that's going into our brain. And now we're starting to get to that point where like I'm not trying to be weird or nothing, but it's like almost like we're reading each other's minds.
Mhm.
Like we're just super in sync right now.
Yeah.
And Rain is into the astrology stuff and everything like that too. But she was talking about how like this last thing, something about Venus, and I'm a Taurus, and she's a Scorpio. So something that like there was something with Venus was something was off or whatever, and anybody that was an Earth and Water sign relationships were gonna go through their hardest moments, and a lot of them either break or they stay stronger, and we had no idea. And I was like, wait, what? And she was like, yeah, that's crazy. It was in June, and that a lot of shit happened in June. I didn't even realize. I was like, yo, that's scary. Like our dog got injured. some stuff with me and some other just a lot of shit
Mhm.
happened that was super stressful. I was having anxiety attacks like left and right. It was crazy. But me and her were still good.
Mhm.
And I was like, it's just we've invested, like you said, you guys have been together for super long. You just invest that time into each other, and you just, it's like you start to fuse
Yeah.
your consciousness. You know what I mean? And the same thing with friends, like me and you. Like we don't talk as much, but we're still meshed because
Yeah.
we built a solid foundation
Yeah.
on like where we stand. So it's dope that I just speaking on wives, just like in relationships, having friends is like it's important to nurture those bonds that
Mhm.
matter in your life
Yep.
because when you need them, they're gonna be there.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's why I've always liked having a small circle because you know what I mean? Like I'd rather know that these people, like if I call you, I can call you and talk to you about anything. And I
Mhm.
know you're not gonna judge me or look at me differently. I can literally call you and just tell you the darkest shit that I'm experiencing at that moment, and you're gonna be like, damn, like, so what's up? And I could talk to you about it. You know what I mean? Can't do that with everybody. But to
Yeah.
have those people for those moments, oh my gosh, dude,
Yeah.
it's a blessing. You know what I mean? And I just like, like talking about why is just it's crazy. Like my relationship with Raina is amazing. You know what I'm saying? I love it. She's so supportive. Um so supportive. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I
man.
try to be super supportive to her.
Yeah,
And I
of
love when you talk
both
about
sides.
yours.
Yeah, both sides. Because yeah,
Yeah.
we want to do this, and this, and what they inspire and what they want to do too. We
Yeah.
we support them in different ways that they might not be as ambitious as us or have ideas as us, but a lot of things that they care about and is important to them, we make sure that we know about it, and that's
Mhm.
taken care of too. Because my wife, I love her to death, but she does not want to be on camera. She doesn't care about being known as Jimmy Duke's wife and things like that. And for the longest time it bothered me, but that's who she is, and it was better that way for our relationship anyways. You know what I mean? She's not the person that wants to be known. She wants to be in the background, and but that works for us. You know what I mean? Everybody's relationship is different, and we know each
Yeah.
other when it comes to that kind of thing. And then this kind of segues to my next thing that I want to kind of talk about. With all that working together, talk about how that moves down to your kids, how they see you going through your hardship and having the great things with your wife and things like that. Because I everybody's like, "Damn, Jimmy, you're a good dad." I was like, I try to be a good dude, a good husband, and a good dad. You know, what I mean, I feel like those are the things that nobody can ever take away from me. And I feel like if I do those things, everything else is easy.
Yeah. And that's because that's I mean that's your constant battle that you gotta face.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Those are the closest things to you right now is your wife and your kids. So if you can maintain those in yourself, you know what I'm saying, everything else is a breeze. I agree. Nah, like for us, it's actually this to be honest, on the opposite. Like it's been a struggle this summer. Our kids are going through like a really strong. It's just this generation, just ungrateful. You know what I'm saying? Very ungrateful for a lot of things. And it
And
was
not
like
on purpose, right? They just don't know.
kind of some of it you could feel is like
Yeah,
purposeful,
yeah. Because I think
like
my kids do the same
the
thing. I'm like, you little
ages.
ungrateful little motherfucker. You ain't fucking know,
Yeah, they
you know.
just be on some like weird shit. Like so we've been like they've been a big part of our stress factor low key this like last this summer. Like this summer was just crazy. Like Layla's in this she's a teenager, so now she's being a dick to her brother because she's trying to be cool. She's starting like she's on this like bullying phase or whatever. And I'm like, you ain't gonna be no bully. But she's like, I was bullied. I don't give a damn if you were bullied. You're not gonna bully your brother to
Hmm.
look cool to people. Like, so she's been like on and off being grounded. So like for us, it's actually been a battle this summer because they just are in. I don't know. They're in this thing like we did. Their family came to visit in the beginning of the summer, and we went to this like water park. We all pitched in together to get it. It wasn't cheap, but we got a good price discounted, and we all pitched in a little bit, so it wasn't too much on us. So the cousins came, and her mom and her sister came,
Dope.
Raina's mom and sister, and we all went as a big group, right? And we get there, and we're just waiting for our room with our stuff that we needed. And Kimani was like, "I'm bored." And I was like, and even her mom and her sister was like, "You little shit! Like you could go to the car. Like do
Right.
you not know how much money we all had to pitch in for this shit? Like
Right.
you." And then he went to it. It was like a nice water park. He was like, "Whoa!" And I was like, "For the first hour, you're gonna sit the fuck down." And he was like, "What?" I was like, "No, you're gonna sit down with our stuff." And he was like, why? I was like, because you're bored. I was like, and he just sat there. He was like,
Dang.
and I was like, yeah, no. So the first hour, dude, we were going having fun,
Lessons learned, man.
and I was
Lessons
watching. He was just
learned.
sitting there watching us, like,
Lessons learned.
and
And
I
those
was
are,
like going on the water side. I was like,
yeah, my back's all fucked up. I'm still going down this bitch. But yeah,
oh, dude,
but that's a good thing that you. I like how you're honest about that. You know, like talking about,
yeah,
hey, it's not rainbows and butterflies. Like all of us have issues with our kids and things are going on, but we always try to instill like little lessons like that. I'm glad you said that. Like, all right, cool, this is dope. And then like there'll be times I'll one of the kids will do something. I'm all right, cool, we'll do this. Oh, okay, and then like, all right, cool, we won't do it anymore. All right, why don't we do this? No, you said we are gonna do this. Oh, well, I want to go out. Nope, we're sticking to this. So next time when you say you're
mm-hmm.
gonna do something and you're gonna do it, do it. And if you change your mind, you can't go back. Oh dang. Like so I'm glad that you said that. Like little lessons like that, I feel like is gonna make them better because we're still learning too. I mean, I don't care. No parent's perfect, no mom, no dad. We're continuing always learning and tweaking just like we do with our content, right? So I feel
Yeah,
like uh
oh yeah,
when you're getting pushed like that, and I think and I'm not saying that this is what your situation. I was I think about a year ago I was like really I was always like like attacking and getting mad at them and like just snapping at them. Not like mad or hitting them or anything like that, but just more like I'd get upset like what are you doing? Stop.
more short tempered.
Yeah, and then I
Yeah.
got more like and I tested this and it's true. I look back and I'm like no shit. I started doing jujitsu more and just working on my health and my physical, my mental, where it's like they don't know and it's okay, but I have to instill that to make them understand that little things aren't okay. And I don't need to get
Mm-hmm.
mad at them for them to get my point across. Because
Yeah,
with
exactly.
with time, because like I don't want to just like yell at them like, oh shit, dad's pissed. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be like I want to take something away every goddamn time they do something wrong. But like instilling little things like that, how you said like that little thing will just like, oh dang, take a step back. I'm like, all right, oh, you don't want to eat this? All right, cool. Here's rice and here's water. Well, I don't want that. Well, that's all there is now. Are you hungry? You're thirsty? And there's food. You didn't want this burrito because you didn't want all this? Then I'll freaking eat it. No problem. Here, you eat this water and this rice.
Dude, that's what I've been doing too. We'll get food for them,
Oh, you don't
and
want
then they'd
that?
be like, "Oh,
Cool.
I don't like this word." I eat it, and they'd be like, "Well," I was like, "You said you didn't like it,
Yeah.
so I'm not gonna waste
Yeah, I'm not
food."
gonna sit here and argue with a 5 year old or an 8 year old. Like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you this for a reason. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. Don't give me a hard time back because I can give you a harder time every single damn time.
Yeah, it's dope
I
because I'd
will
be like,
always
"Yo, word."
one up you. Always.
Yeah,
I will
because then
always
my
one up
biggest
until
thing
you
is,
live on your own and have your own food and everything. I will
oh yeah,
always one up you, bro. So don't
oh
even.
hell yeah, I'd be petty as shit, and I'll eat it right. But my biggest thing was like, is like I wouldn't eat their food too much because I save. I'd be like, "No, you gonna eat this tomorrow. You gonna eat this every day until you finish it." But my thing was like, because we were making healthier desserts. You know what I'm saying? So like we were like making like these oatmeal bars with organic peanut butter and with this and it. So it was like we could enjoy it, but it wasn't too bad for us.
Yeah,
But it satisfied the like your you want to treat yourself.
yeah, yeah.
But they liked them, so I'd be like, oh okay. So they wouldn't eat their dinner. So I was like, all right, cool. So I brought out the stuff and everything, and I ate theirs right in front of them. And they were like, what the? I was like, I ate my food, so
Right.
I get my dessert. Did you eat your food? No. Oh, well, that's too bad. And I grab it and eat it right in their face. And they'd be like,
I
I
like.
was like, okay. The
I
next day,
say,
they eat their food
yeah.
before me.
Dude. You know it's funny you say that because I do kind of like that. They're like, oh, I'm full. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'll start
Oh
eating a
man,
sweet or whatever. Oh, I want some. Oh, I thought you were full. Oh, I'm not full
yeah.
anymore. Okay, go eat your food.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Like
they're like, I can't say anything now. That got caught.
I thought you
Yes,
said you
bro.
were full. But yeah, but I like that, and that's one cool thing that we always talk about too, because we have kids around the same age and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's a continuing always learning and try to be a better parent. You know, we getting the content creating shit locked down. You know, we're trying to take care of ourselves. We're our relationship with our significant other is always ever evolving and changing, and then the things our relationship with our kids, and like that's why I always like we're not just gamer dads, you know what I mean? We got a lot of things. We love playing video games, but we got a lot of things that we both pursue individually, but at the same time, things that are important to us that are core factors in our life, like our family and our kids and our marriage and shit like that. And I love hearing the fact that you're going through shit just how I go through shit or other people hear this, you know, all the time. Like I talk to people without saying names. They're like, damn, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I'm like, hey, well, that sucks. But guess what? It doesn't have to always suck. And just being honest,
Exactly.
what I mean? Just like, yes, you're going through a rough patch. It sucks right now, but it won't suck forever. But you have to make these changes and have these conversations with the right type of people, you know, to get you out of them. Because I ran into somebody not too long ago, and without giving too
Hmm.
much information, I was like trying to be a helping hand, and it didn't work. And I was said, okay, I did my part. I felt like the universe put me there in front of that person for that time because different reasons that we weren't talking, and I felt like I could be the branch, and the branch wasn't taken, and I felt okay. I felt sad, but at the same time, like, hey, fuck it, you know what I mean? Just like it
Yeah,
just
you did what you could.
exactly, you know what I mean? Just like I'm gonna control what I can control, you know what I mean? It just like I
Hmm.
feel like having anything that's not positive in my life around me at all, like friends, and close family. If there's negative stuff going around, I don't care.
Yeah,
Your
I'm going left.
your decision of you doing this or not doing that does not immediately impact my life. And I'm not trying to be a dick or be mean, but that's how some people just have to understand and decide whatever they decide in life, what they want to do, it shouldn't matter to anybody else.
Yeah, that's protecting your peace, bro. And it's crazy because now every day, like, dude, people are making fun of people for protecting their peace, for like removing themselves from dramatic situations or removing themselves from negative situations. Is like, and you're like, oh, you're a coward. Call me a coward, bro, but I'm at peace. While you're over there having
Yeah.
internal warfare with yourself,
Hmm.
I'm at peace. And any wars that I'm fighting are things that I'm going to be able to overcome. Because, like they say, like, what I'm saying, those hard times are only hard as long as you let it be. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? That sucks as long as you let it suck. The moment you get up and you dust yourself off and realize, yeah, that shit sucked, but I can get away from this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to be able to, it's perspective. You know what I'm saying? Just like I tell my kids all the time, like, cause they're on another thing too with the kids, like, cause they be lying little motherfuckers about everything. They'll fart right there and be like, yo, did you fart? Nope. Like, I saw you, bro. Like, it'd be dumb shit, right?
Yeah.
But, and those things, I'd be like, bro, I know you farted, dog.
Right.
But then on the flip side, they'll do something wrong and they'd be lying because they'd be like, I'm scared I'm gonna get in trouble.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I told them, I'd be like, guys, what's our motto? And they're like, I don't get in trouble for doing something wrong. I get in trouble for doing it over and over again. I was like, exactly. I was like, you make any mistake in this house for the first time, I don't get mad at
Yep.
you. I don't yell at you. I don't do nothing. You don't get no form of punishment. We sit down and we talk about it, and I educate you on why that's probably not the best thing that you should be doing.
Hmm.
Why? Because you had to grow up and realize you're a human being and you're gonna make mistakes. You're always gonna be make mistakes, and you cannot be afraid to make mistakes. I was like, but what gets frustrating as your parent is when you keep doing it, because then you're not learning from it and you're not growing from it. I was like, and then when you guys keep doing it, you can see, okay, now we're starting to get frustrated. Now the punishments are going to have to start coming. And then you want to lie. And I
Yep.
was like, but what is the worst thing in my house that you can do? And they were like, lie. So then why are you lying if you know lying gets you in more trouble than anything?
Hmm.
Because I'm scared. But you know that lying gets you in more trouble than what you already did.
Yeah.
Because if you did it, you just own up to it. You may not get in as, and they've done things wrong that I'm even like, I should whoop your ass. But I'm like, you know what? Keimani's tested me. And he lied for a second. He's like, no, I'm gonna tell the truth. I did it. And I was like, okay, put your shoes on. He was like, I was like, put your shoes on, let's go. And I took him out, we had ice cream. I got him a scoop of ice cream. And he was like, what is this? I said, I'm telling you to tell me the truth.
Hmm.
I'm not saying every time you tell the truth when you do something wrong, I'm gonna give you ice cream, but I'm rewarding you for
Yeah.
trusting me with your
Building that
truth.
trust. Yep.
Yeah, I was like, you have to trust me with you. I was like, you can't. I was like, you're always gonna lie to me if you don't trust me.
Yeah.
I was like, you have to trust to know if I come to him with the truth, off rip, there's gonna be some form of understanding and forgiveness. Now, if you just keep doing it, like, yeah, it was me, yeah, it was me,
Yeah.
that's different. I was like, but y'all gotta
Not
learn to do
learning
that.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, so like that's been our biggest thing with these guys. But it's like, oh my gosh. But then you see adults doing this shit, you're like, motherfucker, like,
Right. And that,
come
dude.
on.
It's like, dude, I'm around sports all the time because the kids are, and I see other kids and how their dads are or their parents, and like I navigate, like I learn from afar. You know what I mean? They're just like,
Mm-hmm.
why are your kids so happy to be here? Because I don't force them to be here. Second of all, if they want to do it, they're gonna do it. And if
Yeah.
we're gonna be here, they're gonna do it. So I mean, it just like all that has to be right. But it goes back to what you're saying, having those conversations and those hard lessons learned. Because my two boys are close in age, so they're always fighting and bickering about the littlest things.
Oh my God, yes.
Right?
Inari and Kimani do the same.
Right. So I would just like, you guys. I used to yell at them, and now I like, guys. Do you guys understand that you guys are arguing about the littlest things that don't even matter, and you're both getting emotional and triggered because you guys are pushing each other. You guys should be getting through this. I shouldn't be hearing you guys yelling about something that's so dumb, and I come out and I'm over here. What? You guys are fighting over this goddamn piece of paper that you guys haven't touched in a year, but now he touched it, and now you want it because it's yours
Oh
from a
my
year ago.
God.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Or they'd be like, look at my toy. You want to have it? Yeah, that's my toy. Like,
Yeah.
you gave it to me
Right.
to look at it. Like,
But
you can't say
but
they
sitting there
stole
and
it.
talking to them and make them understand that these little small things aren't
Yeah.
nothing compared to what you're going to be dealing with out there. And I'm trying to prepare you for life with little things like
Yeah.
that. I always have conversations with them to make them understand that, hey, I'm giving you tips and gems and things that I didn't have at that age that I wish I did, but it made me who I am. But
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I'm able to provide you and guide you to where you're aware of stuff and aware of yourself and the way you talk and you carry yourself. Because you know what I mean, like, especially, I mean, you have girls, so that's a whole other thing that I don't know. You have to care and cater to them, and also then make sure that they're strong and understanding. Boys, hey, you think you're the man and you're not. You know what I mean? It's just like you're gonna find the wrong person that you're gonna be talking ish about, and they're gonna just punch you right in the face, and you're not gonna know what to do. Don't put yourself in those kind of situations. But I love the fact that we could sit here and talk about all this, and I always tell people that you're like my favorite person to talk about all those things together in one conversation because we can relate to them.
I appreciate it. Yo, quick second. Kaimani and Layla got into a fight, a little argument. Oh, two stories, two quick stories. And Layla started her, she's 13, she's starting her lady stuff. And they got into an argument. She called him a dumbass. And he called her blood bite. And I was like, oh shit. So I was like, now I gotta teach this dude how to talk to a woman when they're on their period.
Right.
Because you can't be calling shorties no blood butts, bro. Dog. So I had to take him to the store and I made him use his allowance money and he bought her flowers and chocolates and all this stuff, right? And he came back and he got her a card and put, I'm sorry for calling you blood butt. But I was like, yeah, what happened? He was like, I gotta be nice to my sister. I'm gonna lose all my allowance money. I was like, no, you gotta be nice to women because those are very hard times for them. Like they're emotionally. I had to explain all this stuff to. He was like,
Yeah.
oh, I was like, yeah, bro. I was like, you calling her blood, but I was like, but imagine every month you bleed an extensive amount of blood with no cuts, no boo boos, no nothing, dog. And he was like, wait, what? I was like, yeah, bro. And I put it in perspective, and he was like, felt so bad and shit. He was so
Yeah.
embarrassed. Dude, that shit was funny as
But
hell.
yeah,
But
you're like,
like,
oh shit,
then,
this is funny, but you have to like you educated him on top of what was going on.
yeah, and that's what Raina says she loves that about like my relationship with him because he's not my biological, and I don't tell anybody, oh, these are my stepkids or whatever.
Hmm.
I'm their
Yeah,
stepdad.
these are
You know
my
what I'm saying?
kids.
That's my
That's it.
kids.
Yep.
Yeah, so like there's certain things that like I teach him that I wasn't taught, but it was like I wish I would have been taught that as a kid. So I teach him things on like how to treat a woman because like you're surrounded by women, bro.
Mm.
The one thing you need to learn with this is how to treat them.
Mm.
You got to treat them right. Start with your sisters and your mother. You're gonna treat your potential wife great, but he's just he likes to nag at people, and he kept nagging at Layla. I was like, you know what? Y'all need to just let it out. Just throw hands real quick. Just wrestle. Biggest mistake of my fucking life, bro.
Got
So
crazy.
he goes, bro. He goes. He goes up to Layla, he's like, yeah, Layla. Yeah, he goes to grab her. He's like half her size. Yo, she picks up, she grabs him, throws him on the floor. You hear it, boom. And I'm like, oh shit. And then she just gets on the floor, grabs him by the head, and goes bang, bang, bang on the floor. I was like, no.
And you
So I had
gave
to
me the
go
green
grab her.
light.
Bro. And we were all like, Layla, like, no, stop. She's just like, but she's not mad.
Yeah.
She did. Layla has a big issue with, she's like the, what's that movie? The Killer Mockingbird, the big dude that he's just strong as shit. Don't realize how strong he is.
Lenny.
Lenny. She's a big Lenny, bro. God, that's gonna be her new nickname. But basically, Like, but she's smart as shit. She's just not aware
Yeah, of her strength and
of
her
of her
size. And
strength. Yeah, and I'm like, it's just Samoan size coming out, girl. So she's just playing like ha ha ha, and he's like, but I was like, oh my god, bro, you're gonna kill this kid, bro. So I was like, all right, don't ever do that shit again, cuz. So like that was funny, but she was just banging that dude's head, but like it wasn't like bad to the point like we had to take him to the doctor. It wasn't like
yeah, but
that.
it was like, oh damn,
But it was
overpowering.
like, hey, yo, you gotta
So
give him a
now you check
concussion, but you gonna
yourself now, right?
chill.
You check yourself because she gonna wreck you next time for
Bro,
sure.
but that's it. So now when they argue, I go, do I need to go get the gloves? He goes,
Nope.
nope. I was like, yeah, he learned his lesson
Right.
real quick. Because now it's our thing now. Oh, word? Yeah, it's that bad that y'all gotta fight. Go get the
All right, go get
gloves.
the gloves. Oh
And
man.
every time they disrespect their mother, go get the gloves with me. And
Ooh,
I straight box them.
body
Like I
shots.
don't, I punch him dead in the face. Because like me, I'm not punching. I'm not punching. I'm just pushing you.
Yeah.
So they'll come around and I'll put one glove on the head and the other one's right here. I go boom, and
Boom.
I just push them and they sit by the couch. So I just bounce them like a freaking ping pong joint on the couch until they get pissed off. And I'll just piss them off. Then they start swinging and then I just start going body shots, getting them. But then they let out how they really
Yeah.
feel. And then I'm like, you feel
The
better? And then
lesson.
they start
Lesson
crying and
learned.
hugging me.
Yeah.
And Raina's like, how the fuck did you do that?
Right.
And I was like, I'm not hitting them. The whole point is I know I can knock these little dudes the fuck out. What's the
Right.
point in doing that?
Yeah.
The point is they need to let out whatever the hell
Yeah.
they
Whatever
feel.
they're working through, and they can't. They can't articulate it and put it out in words. You
Exactly.
know what I mean? But having
And I was
having
like,
that, that's kind of
yeah.
that's cool. That does make sense.
But it was like it was
It
I
brings
just
it out
tried
of
it
them.
this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, like and I was like I've never done it before and I was like I'm afraid to tell people this. They think I'm just beating my kids up. I'm like
Right.
I'm not hitting them. All I'm doing is pushing them back
Hmm.
cuz it's just like the same thing as getting like this, getting pushed back. That's all
Yeah.
it was. And they were just getting pissed and they would just start and then later start swinging. She hit me. I was like, "Damn, like you
Hmm.
got some she has power, bro." And I was like, "You need to control this before you hurt somebody." I was like because you're strong
Mhm.
and you don't realize what's going on around you and you're going to hurt somebody. But it was like if Raina was laughing, she's like, "How the hell did you just make that work?" I was like, "I just tried
Right.
something different." I was like, "It didn't
It's
work."
parenting
But like,
101. Making
yeah,
shit
you just
work.
try it. You never know,
Making
bro. But
shit
like,
work.
yeah, dog. Like, it's just crazy. We did all that, and then like Raina tried this new thing, which is so fucking funny, bro. She lets them curse now. She's like, "You can curse because we want you to be able to express how you feel without worrying. As long as you don't curse at each other and disrespect each other when you
Oh
curse,
damn.
right?" And I was like, and my only one rule is try really hard to not say the F word. I feel like that word, there's so many other words you can use. If you're gonna curse, use something different.
Mm.
That word is way too harsh, right? And because we hear Keimani going outside, he's looking at he sees a snake, bro, or something, whatever the hell it may be, and he'll go next to it and be like, "Bitch, bitch, bitch, bitch," to the snake.
Gotta keep the grass low around here and shit.
Yeah, bro. And I'm just like, yo, what the? So I was like, so listen. She was like, I'm trying something because she saw it on TikTok.
Yeah.
They won't curse.
Yeah. I mean, I think if
It's
you give them like that's another thing too, because like my kids hear me cuss all the time. It's not like I'm cussing all the time. I've gotten way better. You know what I mean? I got way better.
yeah.
Thank you, Stone Mountain. You don't even know Stone Mountain. Thank you, because your content, you never cuss. I stopped cussing on stream, and it made me stop cussing in life.
Bro,
But
he curses a lot now. If you peep,
no, well, he's probably because on YouTube instead. He's like, I don't care. But yeah, like my kids, like they hear me cuss all the time, and I want them to know what words are and how to express it in certain ways.
yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, because I'm like, can I say the A word? My ass. Okay, go ahead. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
You know
Word.
what I mean?
K
But
Money is doing it a little bit too now.
yeah, but like those unorthodox things that might people look at us differently, but that's our relationship with our kids and our friend. You know what I mean? How we think it'll work and might not work, because a lot of things like that I do for my kids, and they're like, hey, I tried what you do with Xander and Gio, it didn't work. I'm like, yeah, well, your kids are different. Whatever you do, I wouldn't do with my kids. You know, it's just like it's not for everybody. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
there's certain things, but you tried and it worked. But if it didn't, hey, at least I tried. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
TikTok's
because we
TikTok was wrong again.
right? Because it was crazy. Because Raina was saying it. She was like, she did it because a person said she was like, a lot of kids don't curse just because, oh, mommy, daddy said no cursing.
Mm,
There's no education in it. She was like, let them say what they gotta say. She
mm,
said they'll say how they feel and they'll actually learn what those words mean so that
mm.
when other people use it around them, they can understand if those people are cursing at them
Yeah.
or whatever. It teaches them. I was like, I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So sometimes Keimani will say stuff like he's been the one that no, Inari does too. Like they'll all say little things every now and then, but they'll be like looking at us, and I just start cracking up. I'm like, you're
Right.
fine. I
Yeah.
told you. As long as you guys aren't cursing at each other, because
Mm.
y'all need to do that because you don't understand that. But like, you know what I'm saying? And then dropping the F word. But Inari said fuck the other day. I was like, shh. Can't
Mm.
say that one. That's the one word I said you couldn't say. But
Mm.
she didn't even realize she said it. She was singing something and dropped the
Da,
fork.
da,
It's like,
da, da.
she
Fuck.
and dropped the fork. Fuck. And picked it up. I was like, Inari. So it's like little things like that. But so they're getting better. Like it helps him with more awareness and stuff. But then it was crazy because at his birthday party, K-Money said something. He said ass or something. And his friend was right next to him, was like, and then looked at Raina and she was like, "It's okay. We let him say what he has to say so he can express himself." He's like, "Can I say it?" She's like, "No,
No,
I'm
no,
not your
you.
mom. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
let you do
We
that.
didn't
No,
get.
no."
I was over there cussing up a storm over there at Tetsu's house. I was saying ass all the time. Ass. And
Yeah,
then
he was
ass,
sitting there twerking, say ass all
ass and
day.
titties, ass and titties. That song came on. I was like, yeah, I was expressing myself.
Yeah, I was expressing myself. But that shit's crazy. But it's like little things, dog, that we see, and it's just like, oh man, like, so it's just kids are it's funny.
Yeah.
It's hella
It's
funny
awesome,
because like
man.
yeah, the stuff you see and the stuff you see them pick up because it's so crazy. Because I did this thing to Kimani one time, bro, and because he was like, "Oh man, can I have that?" I was like, "Oh yeah, you gotta figure out what hand it's in," and he picked the wrong one. So I was like, "Oh man," he was like, "Dang it, you got me." Then Inari goes up to Pappy and she's like, "Pappy, pick one." He picks one. She goes,
Eh.
"Dude, I still got that
Oops,
shit
my
on
bad.
video, bro." She still does it, and I be in
Do what I
tears.
say, not as I do, and shit like that.
Word. And now she goes, "Pick one." No matter what you do, she goes, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I got that joint on video. I'm about to make that a button. Like that joint is mad funny, dude. Like, dude, she's just like, eh?
Right,
Oh,
dude.
but
That's
kids are a blessing too.
yeah, man. I love the fact that we sat here and we talked about everything that we wanted to kind of talk about, man, and kind of catch up, and let people see what's up. That you can have random friendships and connections with people that you might have something in common with and might not have something in common with, but it is important to keep in touch with those type of people. You know what I mean? Like, yes,
Yeah,
we can go months and weeks without talking to each other, but we shouldn't have to. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people they get lost in that. They think because some people and I felt this. I felt like I lost a connection with somebody because we didn't keep in touch. And when we hung out, yeah, we still hung out, but it's not the same. I'm not the same friend or the person that you thought you know. I'm not, and it's okay. But at the same time, the people that are important to you, you got to make sure that you kind of keeping in the loop with those type of people and like just checking
yeah,
up and bullshitting and just it doesn't always have to talk about how terrible everything is or talk about how here's a picture of somebody looking doing this. Like it's not always about that, but just genuinely having good conversations. You know what I mean? And I feel like every time we've sat and had these conversations, we always said, "Man, we should record them." So this was the first time that we haven't sat down in a long time and actually talked. And I'm glad that we recorded this so people can see the kind of friendship that we've been building and been talking about and things that you might have this type of friend in your life right now and not realize how genuine and how great it is to have those type of people. You know what I mean? Like I see all these
yeah,
creators that I've been meeting. They all have their cliques and friends, and they have all these jujitsu guys that I've been meeting, all these MMA guys, and I see them all thriving and pushing each other, and like you get to talk to them and you feed off their energy, and then you realize like, hey, I have those type of people in my corner too. I need to make sure that I keep in touch with them too. You know what I mean?
yeah.
People are always so quick to look for new friends or look for new acquaintances and shit like that. Like, what about the ones that have been there and the ones that may not be on the same path as you but care about you and you're not making the time for them either? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. 100%, man. Everyone's always looking out for that new thing, but that's that thing. That's society now, trend chasing. It's I gotta always have this new thing. I gotta always have this better thing. I always gotta have
Mm,
a better friend. Now it's like marriages, dog. Like, dude, vows don't mean shit to people no
mm,
more, bro. Like, it's even that. Oh man, I'm not happy in this marriage. I need to go find me a better wife. I need to go find
mm.
me a better husband. Like, what? Like, yo, a lot of these things are bond based.
Yeah,
Like, if you can't build a bond now, you ain't gonna be able to build a bond with the next 12 people you try to find that's new.
right.
And then you're gonna end up alone and wasted your time. And then all those people that were really there for you before are gone because they
You
realized you
never
threw
took
them
the time.
away.
Yeah, you never
Yeah,
took the
for the
time.
next person. Yeah, and it's crazy. So no, it's definitely dope. You gotta definitely keep up with this. If anybody's listening to this, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, take that time and like reach out to those people. You know what I'm saying? The ones that you do reach out to, yo, thank them for still being there.
Yep,
Like,
for real.
let people know you appreciate them because
Hmm.
like another thing is like, yo, people could just up and dip.
Yep.
I had a friend of mine, bro. I even name a drop. I don't care because it's a good thing. But my brother Chaz, man, I met him. He was one of my first mods on here, and we developed a really good friendship, like a brotherhood. Like we like it's kind of like almost like how me and you were going through some stuff similarly, but like he's got even like some of the stuff I go through on another personal level. He's going through the same thing on that, so we were able to talk about it a lot. We were talking like every day, everything was dope, and then he just kind of like went through it, like mentally just needed a break and checked out, but he just disappeared. Like I didn't hear from him. Like he blocked everything on social media, like for not just me but everybody, and that hurt my feelings because I was like, yo, like I told you like we were bros. Like I'm here for you. Like what the hell happened? Like so I was worried about him for a while, but like a whole calendar year passed. I didn't hear from him. Then all of a sudden, a few like about 2 months ago, he came back. And he was like, yo, like I had to go to therapy. Like I was going through it mentally. Just I had a breakdown. I just needed and I was like, it's fine. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like,
Not
you
holding it
didn't
against you.
leave. No, I just told him I was like, it'd be a different story and conversation if you left on a bad note. Like
Yeah.
you disrespected me or disrespected my family or something great. You just disappeared. I was more worried about your well being. I was like, so first off, I'm glad you're still here, because anything could have happened. I was like, yeah, was I hurt? Hell yeah, I hurt. I was like, but you're back. That's all that matters. I
Yep.
was like, so what's next? So I was like, all right, tomorrow. So I took off the next day from streaming. I was like, let's talk, and we just talked. And I talked to him every day again. And
Hmm.
then I was going through it last week. Though I had like a whole mental situation. I was just worn out, bro. So I was like, I gotta go for a drive. So I need to go for a drive and clear my head for a moment. I just need to just me, right? And then it was this. I went to go sit down in the spot. I just sat back and was listening to music, and this cop just kept coming at me, like just drilling me, like just testing me. And I was like, "Yo, what's up, dog?" And then he kept, "Oh, just you were leaning back in your car. I was just making sure you weren't fiddling the fiddle." And I was like, "Fiddle? The hell does that mean?" He's like, indecent exposure. I was like, "Yo, you think I'm over here beating my meat, cuz?" I was like in public in front of a fucking Walmart. I was like, dog, first off, I was like, look at the back seat. You see nothing but car seats back here, dog. So the next thing you know, I'm like, I didn't even realize it, right? I'm cursing the cop out. Cause I was like, why the fuck would I do that? Cause I was already like super like, I was tight, bro. I was just stressed out. There's just a lot going on.
Hmm.
And I was like, I just need Zen time for me. So
Yeah.
I went, did what I had to do. I grabbed some water. I'm saying I did my thing. So I was like, I'm gonna just relax. I'm gonna listen to some music. I wasn't even blasting it. It was like 12. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't even blasting music. It was just Zen music, just chilling. I'm just sitting there minding my business. And it was crazy. I was sitting there like this. How the hell am I beating my meat with my hands up here? Right? So I was like, in my head at that point, I was like, I just know you're fucking with me, right?
Hmm.
And I think there was a little bit of racial into it with him. And I was like, I started getting tight, and then Chaz called. Then I was like, one sec. He was like, no, it's fine. He walked away. He just kept staring at me and shit. And I called, and so Chaz took the call. I was like, is there a reason? Do you still need to talk to me, sir? And he was like, no. I was like, all right. So then I'm out, bro. So I called Chaz, and he was like, he didn't know what was going on, but I guess my response is because he was moving into his new spot, so he was all excited. But I was just like, yeah, 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 yeah. He's like, what's up? And I was like, none, man. I'm good. I'm just whatever. He's like, nah, bro, talk to me. And like I was able to like speak to him,
Hmm.
and I let it out, and we talked, and everything was cool, and I felt like 100 times better. And it was like there was some other stuff he did for me that I was like, holy shit, bro, like you didn't have to do this, like feel like we're Gucci, like just we just chopping. And I was like, it's crazy, and no disrespect to nobody. If anybody else would have called, I don't think I would have answered at that moment.
Right.
At that moment, I needed me time, and other
Hmm.
people dude. My wife was hitting me up, my dad was hitting me up. I didn't answer. I was like, I need a moment, right? But he called, and I answered,
Yeah.
and it was like, yo, I was like, you came. I told him, I was like, bro, this is why I appreciate you came back. You came back at the right time. I was like, because I had other people hit me up. I didn't even respond.
Hmm.
I was like, but I answered the phone for you. I was like, everything happens for a reason, and everybody's put into your life for a reason. You know what I mean? And it's like kind of the same thing with us and everything. Like with all this stuff, bro. Like it's just people are put into your life for a whole reason, and you got to be able to appreciate those people. You know what I'm saying? So I said thank you to him for that. And he was like, "No, thank you, bro." Like, he's like, "I disappeared for a whole year." He was like, "And I came back, and you accepted me like nothing happened." He was like, "But dude, people don't do that." I was like, My word is bond, bro. If I tell you I'm here for you, I'm here for you. If I tell you I got you, I got you." You know what I mean? But it was like just thanking each other and giving, like you said, giving each other flowers. Like, men don't do that for each other as often as they should.
Yeah, well said.
Mental health across the board and across the world right now is just at an all-time low. But it's like, and I'm not disrespecting women that they aren't going through it. The women are going through it too. But like, men to men love and like support is not as strong as women to women love and support. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with going to a fellow man in your life and your walk in life and giving them props and giving them flowers and being like, "Yo, keep your head up, G." You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being like, the biggest thing is like, "Yo, I love you, dog."
Hmm.
And when, like, to someone you actually like, "I got love for you, bro." I'm like, "Yo, I love you, man."
Hmm.
Like, "Love me?"
Yeah. What the hell?
Like,
That's
yo,
fucking weird. Why are you telling me you love me, you fucking
yeah, I'm
weirdo?
like, nah, I'm like, dog, I don't got a boner or nothing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you my
Not yet
dog. You
and
know what
shit,
I'm
but but
saying?
yeah, that's so true though, man. It really is, all jokes aside. But yeah, man, I tell a lot of my close friends I love them all the time. You know what I mean? I tell
Yeah,
you, like, I've only known you for about going on 4 years. I say, hey, I love you too, man, and shit like that. I just feel like
yeah.
that should be normal and it should be okay. You know what I mean? I I I always try to like do I how you saying, like, I try to be there for people too within reason. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they're genuinely good people, because I've had times where I just wasn't the best, and certain people were there in certain situations and helped me and things like that.
Yeah.
And being appreciative and having the gratitude and things like that. Like, I feel like all of this conversation helps me keep moving forward on what the hell I'm doing, man. And I'm glad that
Yeah.
we sat here and took the time to catch up with each other and record it. You know, I mean, I felt like it was a perfect
Mm-hmm.
opportunity because we could have done this offline the same thing. But I just wanted to show people the conversations that we have, that people could have, or are missing out on with friends that they have right now and might not be taking the chance or taking the time because they think they're too busy, or they might not think they're important enough, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Or you feel like I have too much negative stuff going on that people don't want to hear from me or stuff like that. Yeah, if you're a Debbie Downer and you're not trying to do good for yourself, you might not be fun to be around, but you're gonna probably find one or two people that generally want to have you around and care about you that you should kind of be paying attention to. You know what I mean? So,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
100%. Because
But
they won't always be there.
yeah, with that being said, man, I appreciate your time. I know we talked about some content and catching up, man. I see your continuing, journey and the consistency. Regardless what the consistency is, you still are making content. You're still keeping up
Yeah.
with Tetsu's Temple and all that. If you guys want to check him out, I'll have all the links at the bottom. Fool's good at a lot of the games that he plays. By far, it's not just playing Warzone over and over again. You know what I mean? Shit like that.
Bro, I am trash.
Yeah, but you're
But
fun and entertaining.
I just talk shit. That's
Yeah,
what people
yeah,
like.
you like that, man. But talking about our kids and our relationship with our wives, and our mental health and our physical health. You know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. All these kinds of conversations. If you're listening to this or watching this, you need to be having with other people. Because I mean, just the solo wolf shit is not good. You know what I mean? A lot of people feel like solo wolfing and doing things is fine to a certain extent with some things, but man, we're people. We're meant to be here to help each other out in any way we can, within reason, and we're not
Yeah.
hurting anybody, and we ain't fucking asking people for money and things like that and anything negative. Everybody can generally help each other out by just telling a joke or smiling or just nodding or opening the door for somebody. Just small little things like that. You know what I mean? Gratitude, just being alive. I say it all the time. When I went on this big trip with my wife, we had a good time. I prayed. I said, "Thank you, God. Thank my mom in the sky." And I was like, "Thank you for giving me the opportunity to still be here and do this shit. This shit was dope." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I feel like those kind of moments you need to have in life is gratitude and being happy and being positive. Talking about it is one thing, but you have to actually do that shit.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I tell everybody too. I'm like, yo, just every day find somebody different and make them smile. And you have no idea how much seeing that smile, a different smile every single day, how much it'll help you get
Mm,
through the day.
I joke way too much, man. I make people laugh all the time. Like, oh,
Yeah,
there's Xander's Jimmy's that I'm at the school wearing my little dad shorts with my Crocs on. Hey, what's up, man? What's going on? Hey, so, hey, that shit was funny. Oh man, that was funny. Hey, that's Xander's dad. He's so nice. You know what I mean? So like, I'm just always being happy and being myself, and that makes me happy. You know what I mean? So you're
hmm
right. By you saying like you just saying some nice things to somebody at the corner, say, hey, nice Crocs. Oh, thank you. I was second guessing because everybody hated them and I love them. I'm like, hell yeah, those are dope. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And that's it. I'll never see that person ever again in my life. But that person walked away like, hell yeah. You know how
Yeah,
many
you
times
pass it forward.
I get props on my hair. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm gonna keep growing it out and shit. Fuck everybody.
Yeah, bro, hell yeah, dog. Hey, yo, yeah, that your hair is like a super highlight in all your videos when you be sweating. You got that one long hair. You look like an anime character. I was like, yo, Jimmy would be a fire.
That's gonna be my next edit, dog. Me getting choked out. What did I do? And then like a big ass stick and shit like that. But thank you so much for your time, man.
Yo, edit that out, bro.
Right? That's gonna be hilarious. I'm gonna do that shit just for you. I'm gonna tag you on that shit. Put you in the collaborator mode and shit.
No, no, don't include me in that shenanigans. I'm good. I'm out. I'm like, I don't know him.
Oh, shit. Well, man, thank you so much for your time, man, and catching up. Obviously, we'll still keep in touch, but having this conversation and recording this podcast with you, man, it was like definitely a like a therapy session, man. Every time I talk to all my guests, and I've been fortunate, all the guests that I've had on here, it's like therapy sessions, and I appreciate all the conversations that I've had with everybody on here that's taken the time
Oh
to come
yeah,
on here and just talk to my little ass about life. You know what I mean? So thank you so much for your time, brother.
you're a little big ass.
Right, my
You know what I'm
little big
saying?
ass.
That's America's ass right
Right,
there.
America's ass right now. But man, make sure you guys keep up with the conversations. For me, the podcasts come and go all the time with different people. I'm fortunate to have anybody that I've genuinely just straight up asked wants to be on here. I have a lot of people lined up, so I can't wait to keep pumping these out for you. Uh, Gaming content is coming, vlog content is coming, all that different stuff, all the different people that have been following me recently. I appreciate it. Go check out my boy Tetsu, who is consistent with his gaming, always has some great clips, insight, fun with his community. You want to go play some Overwatch and BS and have some good nights. He's really entertaining, has some event nights, makes it fun for everybody to just show up and have a good time. So make sure you guys check him out. Link will be below. Tetsu Temple on everything, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
For
Appreciate
sure,
the shout
dog.
out.
For sure, man. But until next time, man, y'all take care. You have any final words, bro, before we get out of here?
Suck my ass. No,
Peace and shit. That's how we should end it. But man, thank you again, man. Until
nah, I
next time.
appreciate you, dog.
Yeah, man, for sure. Love you, brother. Until next time, guys. Peace out. Zach, my ass, he said.
Suck my ass.